So let's now go to Anambra State, where we're hearing from the lawyer for the NYSC members who were seen violently attacked by a vigilante group in a video that's now gone viral. So the video shows the moment a group of men attack a female corps member and her colleagues. And now the lawyer, Barrister Cyrus Onu, says the men in this video accuse the corps members of being Yahoo people or internet fraudsters, despite the corps members' production of their NYSC ID cards and uniforms, adding that they instead opted to brutalize and dehumanize his clients if they would not settle them. So let's take a look at that video now. So the Anambra state government says they have identified, arrested, and detained the members of the vigilante group. But the state government's account of these events was slightly different. Instead, they said that this vigilante group barged into this compound thinking they were pursuing criminals. So the Haven Foundation, which is a nonprofit, says they're working with the victims to make sure this incident does not get swept under the rug. But by all accounts, this is a very difficult and traumatic video to watch. So Vimbai, I'll start with you. How are you reacting to this, especially just in terms of how graphic that video is? How are you seeing everything that's going on in Anambra State?
Annie, this is so inhumane, and I think the most painful part of it is that it's not peculiar to Anambra State. We remember just a few months ago, we were dealing with the issue of the vigilantes who had killed a number of travelers who were, reported to be hunters or so forth in Edo State. The occurrences of vigilantes using excessive force continue to happen in spats around the country. It takes us back to several issues. Number one, earlier when we discussed what happened in Katsina, we spoke about self-help. Now, when communities resort to self-help, yes, in many instances, these vigilantes are created. However, vigilantes are supposed to be trained. They're supposed to be regulated to an extent by the state. These individuals, they're not wearing uniforms, they're not. So we can't have a nation where you and I can just call our friends and decide that actually we are vigilantes. It doesn't work that way. So there's a real challenge there with regards to addressing our security apparatus, and because these vigilantes have sprung up all over the country, because our policing force is unable to deal with all of the pressures of insecurity all around the nation. So we need deeper regulation, we need training for these vigilantes, and you need to be able to keep tabs on who is who. Vigilante is not a police. You cannot beat anybody. You can't even arrest anybody. At best, what you can do is you can call the police's attention to the issue at hand. But again, this is what happens when there's institutional failure, is that you see self-help, which is very unfortunate.
I have to mention that the Anambra state government has come out to condemn this act. It's sad to watch that video, for want of a better word, but I would want to use even stronger words to describe what it feels like to watch that girl being assaulted in such a demeaning manner, especially, like Vimbai had mentioned earlier, by people who are not even in uniform. Now, I understand the need for states and subnationals to, as a result of the fact that we've often talked about how security is at the center, and sometimes the subnationals are left, the governors who are meant to be the chief security officers of the state are able to do little or next to nothing, then decided to bring in vigilantes to help to augment the efforts of the security operatives. But we see now, because when we talk about police brutality, that it's not just a police problem, it's a Nigerian problem. As long as it's a Nigerian who's wearing the uniform, whether in uniform or out of uniform, because now it's not police. Sure, we said we are talking about NSARS. Now these are vigilante members. They are also doing the same things that we accuse police officers of doing. It means that we need a general reorientation for us as Nigerians. And I've said it before, this jungle justice mentality has to be addressed. This fact that you can just walk into this anyhowness, this lawlessness, this impunity is almost characteristic of the average Nigerian, and it's something that we need to, first of all, acknowledge and begin to see how we can tackle it. Whether in schools, from our education, in the way that orientation is done, it's very important. And then very importantly as well is that who defines the rule of engagement for vigilante groups? There are stories around, they thought they were Yahoo people, and they brought out their ID cards, and they didn't believe, and then they went ahead to beat them, even though they've now said that those people who are involved, the Anambra state government has said that they've been apprehended, and they will be tried. But the truth is that this is the first of sometimes many to come, and this is only because someone was able to record it, and we saw what happened. A lot of these things happen on a daily basis, whether they are vigilante members, or whether they are police in uniform, and it's just how we're going to stop this culture of violence and lawlessness, because there are no consequences. They will get away with it, and so it will be done again. It's just a general problem.
The truth is, culture will eat strategy for breakfast. It will happen again. Is it not in this country that a reverend father posted a video that was trending yesterday that a tax force came on the road and stopped him? his own private car. They said it was commercial vehicle, that he needed to have a permit for commercial vehicle. When you have a country where the central leadership forces abdicate responsibilities, you will have street urchins, you have charlatans, you have all sorts of individuals take over with force in those societies. Nigeria is one of those countries where you have illegal people collecting taxes in the marketplace.
Yeah.
It's one of those countries that you have illegal people collecting taxes from bus drivers and bus operators. So it's a culture. And guess what? We open the room for them because they have violence. Nigeria has now become a country that has sunk to a new low, that as long as 4 or 5 people have a gun, they form an institution. And they can collect all sorts of taxes. And it permeates into every area of our life. Politicians go to those people in terms of elections. They use their ammunition for them. They collect motor park taxes. They collect all sorts of taxes. So how would you not have vigilantes that will come, beat up people with recourse to nothing? So it's a systemic problem that has permeated into every area of our life. And it even goes back to the mentality of the people. And yes, at some point in this country, they used to burn people with tire. Jungle justice was right. Yeah. It happened in this Lagos. People used to see dead body of people that were burnt up. They will put their neck inside the tire and turn them and light fire on them. Mm-hmm. So that's the kind of country. I mean, God bless his soul, my colleague Dan Foster of blessed memory, he said the first time he first got into Nigeria, he was coming in. Mm-hmm. When he was driving around the Oshodi, right, he saw a dead body or somebody, probably the person had been beaten out of jungle justice on the floor. So that's what Nigeria is. Like you said, reorientation, number one. Number two, the full wrath of the law must take effect. But you'll be surprised that some in high places will still shield these vigilante people because they are using them. Right. Who gave them the right to carry those guns in the first place?
Mm-hmm. And, you know, as we've all been talking about the security challenges,